It's time to lock up your traffic cones because 90,000 crazy students have descended on the city. They've waved goodbye to mum and dad, stocked up on baked beans and are ready to let the 12-week party begin.
But unfortunately, even a pint in the Students' Union costs money. And this year, because of administrational errors, the estimate is that around 60,000 students will be starting the term without their loan. So all three of you are freshers and all three of you are starting the term without any of your student loan. How are you feeling about that?
Not great. I'm already into my overdraft and I've got no help at all from student finance.
And what about yourself?
I spent all the money I had on necessities for the flat and like food to live on and nothing to do.
Nothing left in your pocket. And you're relying on your parents at the moment, aren't you?
I don't feel great for doing it, but I have to. I've got no other choice.
Most universities are doing their best to help. For the unfortunate 5% or so, their tuition fee bills have been suspended and there are short-term loans and grants available for the most needy. And if this lot think they've got problems, things look set to get a lot more challenging for the students of the future.
The Confederation of British Industries has been looking closely at the way that universities are funded, and they say that if high standards of education are to be maintained, there are going to have to be some radical changes. Yes, believe it or not, students of the future may well look back on the good old days when fees were just £3,000 a year and student loans were at a low rate of interest.
The CBI is arguing that the current situation is unsustainable. They say we have to face up to the fact that students will have to contribute more if they want a degree, and that the government's targets of getting 50% of school leavers into university favours quantity over quality.
Public finances are very tight at present. The CBI think that there's three choices. You can either cut student places, you can cut research, or you can increase the cost. They believe that increasing the cost is the best of those options. They seem to be saying that if we increase tuition fees to around about £5,000 to £6,000 by 2012 per year, then that would be appropriate and no further cuts would have to be made.
The CBI's also suggested that the government charges real rates of interest on student loans rather than the current low rate. And they think that while these measures are tough, they won't be enough to put potential students off applying.
It would certainly put me off. Like, as it is now, it wasn't like too much of a problem, but definitely that's a lot of money. You'd sort of finish with £15,000, being £15,000 in debt, it's a lot.
It could be good maybe in that quite a few people will be discouraged and they'll maybe go into more vocational stuff. But I mean, on the whole, your average student, the debt is almost going to double, isn't it?
I do reckon it'll put a lot more people off coming to university because some people some people struggle paying the 3,000 days now, so yeah, I bet numbers will decrease if that happens.
For the time being, it's all smiles for the majority of freshers, but the big fear is, especially if fees are increased, that further education will become a privilege of those who can afford it, rather than those who deserve it. Nina Warhurst, Channel M Today.